Over these 4.5 years, so much has happened, both good and bad. I've grown mentally and physically, and I can safely say that through those years, there were a lot of mistakes that I made and plenty of learning experiences from all of them. In this video, I want to give my younger self some guidance that would have been especially helpful for my middle school experience. Dear me of the past, right now, you may be thinking that these upcoming years will be the most difficult and stressful years of your life. But if you take some of this advice, it doesn't have to seem like that. The first thing you should know is you have to choose your friends wisely. Just because they're from the popular crowd doesn't mean that they are a true friend, despite how nice they might seem on the outside. If they can't accept you for you, then they're not your friend. You should remember to cherish the time you spend with your actual friends. Not all of them will go to high school with you. Remember all of the sleepovers, the parties, time spent at lunch, or whenever they go to your basketball games. In these short 3 years of middle school, close friends come and go. No matter how upset they made you or how much drama they could have caused, remember the good times you once shared. But don't forget that there's a reason why you aren't friends anymore. They'll manipulate you. Even though you've been leaving some of the people you love behind, when you get to high school, you'll meet even more people that will become some of the realest friends you've had in a long time. However, in order to make these friends, you need to step out of your comfort zone and actually talk to them. Staying on the topics of relationships, you don't need a boy. Let me just say that again in case you didn't hear me. You don't need a boy. Through your years, you're going to have plenty of crushes just like any other middle school girl, but one thing you shouldn't do is chase after someone who doesn't care about you that way. This applies to life in general, not just middle school. Besides, you're still young and you have plenty of life to live. And the single life is great. My next token of advice for you is to spend time with your family and appreciate them more. At the end of 8th grade year, your older brother Cecil will be graduating high school and starting a new path in college. And WVU isn't that close by. So you need to be with your family and enjoy the time that you have with each other. He and the rest of the family are always there for you no matter how annoying they may seem. You need to try to not argue with Marlo, he's only little, and get along with your mama. She means the best in all she does. Let's get back to advice for school. Throughout middle school, you're going to be nervous for so many things. Auditioning for show choir, singing the national anthem, other solos, and trying out for the basketball team. You need to just be yourself and relax, because you'll do fine. For example, in 6th grade, you have your first solo for the talent show, and in 8th, you have your final middle school solo at graduation. Also, basketball will go great despite how tedious practices are and how frustrated it can make you. The rush of excitement that you'll get when you and the team run on the court, the cheers from the crowd, and watching the game-winning shots sink into the net are some unforgettable moments. Besides extracurriculars, school is about, well, learning. Although you've never really particularly struggled with school, you still have to stay on top of your work. Don't get lazy. With the basketball game or practice every day after school, you really cannot afford to procrastinate. Once you reach high school, if you do procrastinate, you'll hate yourself for it. Now lastly, and most importantly, I want to say enjoy the overall middle school experience. No matter how many times you feel like giving up or breaking down, look forward to the future. It only gets better. Love, current day me.